We are back by popular demand with more jokes my boss wrote. If you're not familiar with the premise of this video, Greg, my boss from the escape room I used to work at, will send me unsolicited joke ideas all the time. I'm not going to make them into real sketches, so instead I make them into this, and he really seems to like it. He sends it to his friends a lot, which is great, because that means more views for Big Papa. Big Papa like those views, so. Couple housekeeping items before we get into the really just one housekeeping item. I was told that I mispronounced Jeancos in the previous video. I pronounced it Juncos, and that is not a brand of jeans, it is Jeancos. So, sorry. I'm gonna get right into the jokes. I don't have them open. So unprofessional of me. Just like last time, these are screenshots that he took and sent to me because I deleted our messages for mental health purposes. So when you see the screenshots on the screen, the blue text is him. Do not think that I am sending these. So let's get into it. Let's read the first joke idea. This isn't appropriate as your employer, but as your writer, I jokingly asked my friend if he was done polishing your monocle after he told me he booked a trip to Portugal whilst sipping a cocktail and eating cheese. And I realized that it sounds like an act of self-love. Let's sprinkle that into the act. Let's start at the beginning. This isn't appropriate as your employer, but as your writer. He doesn't employ me anymore, so I don't think we need that caveat. I also don't think it's appropriate as anybody. Something very minuscule is that he switches direct subjects. I jokingly asked my friend if he was done polishing your monocle. That's not grammatically correct. I don't think. So then he realizes that sounds like an act of self-love, polishing your monocle. Let's sprinkle that into the act. This sentence is extremely presumptuous. We are not working on an act together. I've never given him an indication that we're working on an act. It is very wise of him to notice that this joke needs to come in moderation, utilized in moderation. Let's not use the word come here. So let's see the sketch. I booked a trip to Portugal. Is he done polishing your monocle? You really shouldn't switch direct subjects mid-sentence like that. Wait, that sounds like an act of self-love. You're polishing your monocle? I guess it does. Like, polishing your monocle? Like, spitting on your monocle to lubricate it and then rapidly rubbing your monocle in a circular motion. Dude, yeah, that was too much. Way too much. Just sprinkle it in. Yeah, sprinkle. I think it speaks for itself. I'm not gonna elaborate on this, but I'm gonna give it 2 Gregs. Once again, you are not going to be told how many Gregs that is out of. I'm not gonna give you any indication as to whether that is a good score or a bad score. It does have meaning to me. I will never tell. Let's keep this train moving. Goultube is a train in this metaphor. Holy shit. We're gonna move into the next joke now. It goes as follows. Canadian school is a lot easier than in the US. Every grade is an A. Every other. Or something like that. I just made it up. The premise here is pretty straightforward. Every other grade in Canadian school is an A, because Canadians say A. I assume. I've never met a Canadian. If you're a Canadian and you've met me, no you didn't. That was a dream. But he doesn't close strong. He says, or something like that, very unconfident, kind of throwing away, like, if you don't like it, you don't have to take it. I just made it up, he says. Of course you did. You made all these up. These are your jokes. Stand behind them. So let's see the sketch. And if you don't like it, I just made it up. US schools be like, ugh, school in the US is so hard. I wish I lived in Canada. Canadian schools be like, here's your grades, eh? Every grade is an A. Actually, give me back every even-numbered paper, eh? I'm gonna make these ones worse. So every other grade is an A? Yeah, or something like that. I don't know, I just made it up. Yeah, it really suffers from that lack of confidence. I am gonna give it 11 Gregs. Yeah. It's a confusing scale. It is unfortunately time for the last joke my boss wrote. Not ever. I don't think there ever will be a final joke. This is a long one, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is inspired by me almost missing trash pickup and having to sprint to my neighbor's trash can with my trash each week. So the character does that weekly, and his neighbor watches him, and the protagonist thinks the neighbor is an NFL coach, because they have similar names. So the whole movie, the protagonist is thinking this guy is timing him, and they have convos like, Wow, you're looking good out there, protagonist. I love to watch you work out. And the protagonist is trying to muster the courage to ask for a tryout, since he played some junior college ball. And then you realize, in a flourish, that the neighbor was just a pervert watching him, and he wasn't holding a stopwatch. I got a handful of thoughts here. You miss trash day every week? You never learn from your mistakes? And you have to sprint to your neighbor's trash can. So the garbage truck must be past your house, because it's too late to put your own trash out in front of your own house. But it's not too late to put it in front of your neighbor's house. That's a very small window of time. I can't believe this isn't something that sticks with you. You forget that this happens to you until it's happening to you again. How? Next, the protagonist thinks the neighbor is an NFL coach because they have similar names? That is such a flimsy reason. Then a bomb drops. Greg seems to think that I am capable of making a movie, a full-length feature film. I'm not. I would love to see this movie, but unfortunately I would have to be the one to make it. So that's not happening. But if it were to be a movie, then the trailer might look a little something like this. Coming this winter. It's trash day. Based on the story that inspired millions. Making good time, protagonist. The grit and determination of one man and the generosity of another brings a city together like never before. You're looking good out there, protagonist. I love to watch you work out. I don't think he's an NFL coach. He has to be. Belichick? It's so similar to NFL coach Bill Belichick. Then ask for a tryout. I did play some junior college ball. Hey, Mr. Belichick, I was wondering... No. He's been polishing your monocle. Coming soon, but not too soon. I could last another 5 minutes easy. Get your tickets. They're selling like hotcakes. They just sold out. You missed it. I gotta give this one 5 Gregs. It's getting 5. There you have it. Those are the jokes my boss wrote. If you are in San Diego and you want to see more of Greg for some reason, you can go to Quicksand Escape Games and escape a room that he made. If you know Greg, if he sent this to you, or if you found it by happenstance and you know Greg and have text submissions from Greg, please leave a comment and I'll message you and we can sort out you getting me these screenshots of texts without having to give me your phone number so that I can't contact you all the time. Let's all work together to make fun of this man.